Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. National Investigation Agency unearths plot to trigger serial blast by ISIS-inspired terrorist module. 10 people arrested after searches at 17 places in UP and Delhi. Explosives, rocket launcher recovered from the group that had political leaders, well-known figures on its hit list. Tighter rules for e-commerce firms including Flipkart and Amazon. Government takes steps to bar them from selling products of companies in which they hold stake. Companies also prohibited from entering into agreement for exclusive sale of products. Former RBI Governor Bimal Jalan to head panel to determine appropriate levels of reserves for RBI. Economic Capital Framework Committee to present its report within 90 days suggests adequate level of risk provisioning for the central bank. Providing a say in development for the last man in the queue should be the ultimate aim of the governance, says Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu. Presenting the Champions of Change Awards in the national capital, calls it an endeavour to tell the world about positive developments in India. And President signs notification for the constitution of a separate High Court for Andhra Pradesh from 1st of January, located in Amravati. It will be the 25th High Court in the country. Our top focus tonight, the National Investigation Agency achieved a major success, conducting searches across the national capital and Uttar Pradesh. It busted a module of ISIS that was allegedly planning terror attacks in Delhi and North India. Here are the details.
In a major breakthrough, the National Investigation Agency on Wednesday uncovered an ISIS-inspired terror module. Teams conducted searches across 17 locations in Uttar Pradesh and New Delhi. In Delhi, the searches were carried out at 6 locations in Seelampur. In Uttar Pradesh, in Amroha, Hapur and Lucknow. A large quantity of explosives, a country-made rocket launcher, 100 mobiles and 135 SIM cards were recovered. NIA officials say the group was planning serial strikes in Delhi and North India. On their list of targets were several political leaders and well-known figures.
इन सर्चेस के दौरान काफ़ी बड़ी मात्रा में एक्सप्लोसिव मटेरियल मिला है, कई वेपन्स रिकवर किए गए हैं और एक कंट्री मेड रॉकेट लॉन्चर भी रिकवर किया गया है। लगभग 7.5 लाख रुपए कैश में रिकवर किए गए हैं। 100 के आसपास मोबाइल फ़ोन्स, 135 के आसपास सिम कार्ड्स, कई लैपटॉप, मेमोरी कार्ड्स और इस तरह की अलग अलग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइसेस सीज की गई हैं।
The searches were in connection with NIA probe into the ISIS's module called Harkat-ul-Harb-e-Islam. 16 suspects were detained, 10 of them were arrested. 5 people were picked up from Amroha after a joint operation with the UP anti-terrorist squad. 5 others were arrested from Delhi.
अभी तक जो जानकारी है उसके हिसाब से एक विदेश में बैठे हुए एक हैंडलर से ये लगातार टच में थे। अदरवाइज जो ये पूरा मॉड्यूल है, इसमें जो मेन गैंग लीडर हैं वो मुफ्ती सोहेल है, जो दिल्ली के जाफराबाद इलाके में रहता है, लेकिन वो नेटिव है अमरोहा का और अमरोहा में एक मॉस्क में वो काम करता है और वही इस पूरे ग्रुप को डायरेक्ट कर रहा था।
NIA officials said the module was in touch with foreign handlers whose identity is yet to be established. The group was under surveillance for some time following inputs of their suspicious activities. With inputs from Ravindra Singh Sharan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Vice President Venkaiah Naidu has said that good governance and reforms must empower the last man in the queue. Addressing the gathering at the Champions of Change Awards ceremony, Vice President Naidu said that people's cooperation is vital for the development of the nation. The Vice President said that for any development strategy to be effective, it should help achieve broad-based economic growth to ensure balanced development. Congratulating the awardees, Vice President Naidu said that the Champions of Change Award was an endeavour to tell the world about positive developments in India. He added that it is crucial that the stories of people who toil for the betterment for their brethren be told again and again so as to inspire others. The Champions of Change Awards recognize the contributions of DMs, SPs, MPs, NGOs and individuals from across 115 districts across the country who have ushered in refreshing changes in their districts.
Development means development of all states, all regions, all districts, all tahsils, all people. Everybody should feel that he also got the fruits of development. Then only it will be the real development. India, we have 65% of the population below 35 years. But youth, they are aspirational. They want to see a new India. They want to see a strong India. They want to see a prosperous India. They want to see a happy India. That's why this reformation. And this reformation should happen at the grassroots level. And these are the people who have been identified and felicitated today. They brought the required changes.
And for more on this, we'll go across to Mr. Rakesh, Mehta, awardee, Champions of Change. So first of all, congratulations for the award and thank you so much for coming to our show. What is the idea behind the Champions of Change Awards?
Well, I think the idea behind the Champions of Change Award is to recognize all those people who are working across India into different domains, be it healthcare, be it education or any other domain, who are working on the grassroots level for the upliftment of those who are standing actually in the last queue of the society, who are actually deprived, who actually need our support. So rightly said by Honorable Vice President of India that if we are reaching those people, only then the purpose is actually getting solved, and these awards are actually recognizing those people. So really appreciate these kind of efforts.
Let me also tell our viewers that Mr. Mehta is also the Director of Astral Education. My next question, one of the objectives is to create competition at the state, district and block level. Now, how does this competition help in development initiatives, propelling the development initiatives?
Well, you know, when there is a competition, definitely it increases a sense of competitiveness and you try to compete with each other and try to give better results. So once the competition is at state level, district level, block level, then ultimately you are reaching the lowest possible strata of the society and trying to make them competitive. And if they are really competitive, they will work for their upliftment and upliftment of people associated with them as well. So it's a healthy competition, it's a positive competition, and it definitely results into something which is uplifting block, district, states, and then ultimately the nation, India, which is making everyone proud.
Another objective was to find why some districts lag on crucial indicators of human development while the other districts in the same state, they are excelling. Now, does the available data answer this question?
Well, you know, data is very sufficiently available, but from my personal point of view, earlier it was not getting synthesized, earlier it was not getting properly analyzed. Now the government, the new initiatives, Niti Aayog, every stakeholder is trying to synthesize and analyze that data and reading between the lines, trying to figure out what actually needs to be done to reach each and every possible person of the society and make society a better living for them, make country a better living possibility for them. So, you know, they are coming up with all the possible areas. You talk about the government schemes which are being formed and they are implementing it in such a beautiful way that it is actually reaching the masses and the classes as well, definitely.
To what extent do data-driven performance metrics tell us about the development story?
Well, that is the base of any you will say any scheme which is coming from the government side. So if the data is properly available, we look at human development index, we look at the population density, you look at the latest schemes which are coming from the government, the DBTs and all other possibilities. They are actually, I think if data is not there, nothing is gonna be possible. So that is how it is beautifully structured. So if you have sufficient data, and that data is actually helping into everything.
And to what is the transformation of aspirational districts program?
Transformation of aspirational district, basically there is a lag between a lot of districts. Some districts are doing marvelous into their fields, however some are lacking behind. So the idea is to combine them, bring them on one platform, support those who are weaker and definitely appreciate those who are stronger, and make it a strong competitive sense so that everybody is performing good. So it will help a country to grow in totality.
And which are the priority areas of this program?
Well, the priority areas definitely include those areas where we need improvement. It includes healthcare, it includes education, it includes sanitation, then it includes the basic infrastructure, then the rural development. There are some other projects like electrification of the rural areas. So every aspect of the society needs to be taken care of, in whichever we are weakened at as of now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mehta, for joining us. And of course, on the behalf of Rajya Sabha Television, I congratulate you for the Champions of Change Award. Moving on to some more developments, the government has tightened norms for e-commerce firms like Flipkart and Amazon. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry has barred these firms from selling products of companies in which they have stake. They have also been prohibited from entering into an agreement for exclusive sale of products. The e-commerce companies will have to file a certificate along with a report of statutory auditor to the RBI confirming compliance of guidelines by 30th September of every year for the preceding fiscal. These changes will come into effect from 1st of February next year. And the Reserve Bank of India constituted a 6-member expert committee to decide on the appropriate size of RBI's reserves. The committee will be headed by former Governor Bimal Jalan with former Secretary Rakesh as the Vice Chair. Expert Committee on Economic Capital Framework will have to give its report within 90 days from its first meeting. The panel will include Economic Affairs Secretary Subhash Chandra Garg and RBI Deputy Governor N.S. Vishwanathan. Bharat Doshi and Sudhir Mankad, who are the members of the Central Board of the RBI, will be other 2 members of the Expert Committee on Economic Capital Framework. And with that, time for a very quick break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Watch the big picture with me at 9:30 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Just now mentioned about the Rafale deal, and with the Supreme Court having given a clean chit to the government, do you think it's a big shot in the arm of the party as well as the government?
I see it as a vindication of the country's need for security.
Now the investigating agencies will have sweeping powers to intercept and monitor data on the computers. A whole lot of controversy has been generated.
ISI पेट्रोनाइज एक्टिविटी देश में चलती है नहीं चलती है, तो वो जब इंटरनेट का दुरुपयोग करते हैं तो सरकार क्या करे?
The voices have grown shriller, and people are saying that probably the government will come out with the Ram Temple Ordinance.
We shall go by proper constitutional course, and Prabhu Ram is the Maryada Purushottam. उनका मंदिर मर्यादा के अनुसार बनना चाहिए.
Watch to the point with the Union Minister, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, only on Rajya Sabha Television.
Delhi for centuries has nurtured many kingdoms and rulers. These kingdoms have left us several significant monuments with an incredible history to tell. Among these monuments is one which is in the midst of posh bungalows in Haus Khas area, the Chor Minar. Built under the rule of Alauddin Khilji, telling a statement of his rule, is believed to have stood out as a deterrent for thieves and thugs who attempted to venture in his kingdom. Built in 13th century, the pillar is made of rubble masonry and stands at the center of a platform. Each of the four sides of the platform has three arched recesses with a doorway on one side leading to a spiral staircase. The pillar, also believed to be known as the Tower of Thieves, was used to display the severed heads of the thieves and thugs through its 225 holes.
Welcome back. After the break, Telangana Chief Minister and TRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao met Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday in New Delhi. This was Rao's first meeting with Prime Minister Modi after Telangana Assembly elections. The two leaders discussed a variety of issues, including release of funds for 10 backward districts, setting up of a separate High Court for Telangana, Kendriya Vidyalayas in New District and Triple IT in Karimnagar District. KCR's meeting with the Prime Minister comes just days after he met Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in a bid to form a non-BJP, non-Congress front for 2019 polls. KCR also plans to meet Bahujan Samaj Party Supremo Mayawati. However, Mayawati has not given time to KCR for the meeting. Meanwhile, Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav has said that he would visit Hyderabad after 6th of January to meet Rao, saying he appreciates his efforts to build a federal alliance. A meeting between KCR and Akhilesh was planned at the residence of SP Patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav in Delhi.
अलग जगह से अलग अलग पार्टी के नेता कोशिश कर रहे हैं और मुझे उम्मीद है कि कोई ना कोई गठबंधन बन जाएगा। मैंने बीजेपी का भी धन्यवाद दिया अभी कुछ देर पहले कि उन्होंने हमें बैकवर्ड बना दिया था, तो हमारी लाइन क्लियर हो गई, रास्ता साफ हो गया। अभी हम कांग्रेस का धन्यवाद दिए, मध्य प्रदेश में हमारे को मंत्री नहीं बनाए कि एक विधायक को जीते हुए को, उन्होंने भी रास्ता साफ कर दिया। तो हम दोनों दलों का धन्यवाद देते हैं कि समाजवादियों का रास्ता साफ कर दिया।
Andhra Pradesh is set to get its own separate High Court this new year. President Ram Nath Kovind on Wednesday signed the notification for the constitution of a separate High Court for the state of Andhra Pradesh, namely the High Court of Andhra Pradesh. The order said that new High Court in Amravati will be functional from first day of January 2019. The High Court at Hyderabad will become the High Court for the state of Telangana. According to the order, Justice Ramesh Ranganathan, who is at present the Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, will head the new High Court. With the creation of the new High Court, the country now has 25 High Courts. And some more developments from the national capital. Air quality in Delhi moved from severe to very poor category after slightly improved weather conditions marginally favoured dispersion of pollutants. According to the Central Pollution Control Board data, 21 areas recorded severe pollution, while 13 areas saw very poor air quality. The overall PM 2.5 level was recorded at 249 and PM 10 level at 378. Delhi recorded its second highest pollution level of the year on Sunday with an AQI of 450. The air quality remained severe on Monday and Tuesday before moving to very poor category on Wednesday morning. According to the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, air quality is likely to improve as the meteorological conditions like wind speed and ventilation index are marginally favorable for dispersion of pollutants. And some more weather news. Cold wave conditions continue to prevail across North India on Wednesday. In the national capital, Delhi, the minimum temperature dropped to 3.6 degrees Celsius. The Met Office said it is the lowest temperature recorded so far this year. Several parts of Himachal Pradesh also experienced an intensified cold wave conditions. The lowest temperature was recorded in Lahaul and Spiti's administrative centre, Keylong, at minus 11.1 degrees Celsius. The cold wave in Kashmir has resulted in freezing of some water bodies, including the fringes of Dal Lake in Srinagar. Freezing cold conditions also gripped parts of Punjab and Haryana as the minimum temperatures, which have been hovering below the normal limits over the past 2 weeks, further plummeted on Wednesday. India and Bhutan are working to reinvigorate their ties. Following a change of guard in Bhutan, namely newly elected Bhutan Prime Minister of Bhutan, Lotay Tshering, is arriving in Delhi for a 3-day visit to India. It will be his first foreign visit after becoming the Prime Minister on 7th November this year. Rakesh Suman brings us this report.
Bhutanese Prime Minister Lotay Tshering is arriving on Thursday on a 3-day visit to India. He will hold a summit meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday, where both leaders will review the bilateral relationship with a focus on containing terrorism, connectivity and trade. Talks will also center on the development partnership with emphasis on deepening ties in hydroelectricity.
Today, the canvas of India-Bhutan relations encompasses almost all areas of human endeavor. And over the years, this mutually beneficial cooperation has been anchored in cooperation, in very remarkable cooperation in the energy sector. This year, we certainly hope to commission one of the flagship projects, the 720 megawatt Mangdechu hydropower project, hopefully this month itself. And we are also working together on a number of ongoing and planned projects, which promises to ensure that our relationship in this sector continues in the future.
The visiting Prime Minister is also expected to call on President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Commerce and Industry Minister Suresh Prabhu, as well as New and Renewable Energy Minister R.K. Singh. The focus will be on escalating the mutual relationship to a new level in keeping with popular aspirations about development in Bhutan. Both countries are in the 50th anniversary of their diplomatic engagement and have planned a host of programs to celebrate the occasion.
In addition to this, of course, we are interested in enhancing connectivity with Bhutan in its widest possible definition as a central pillar of our neighborhood first and Act East policy. And that also includes expanding trade and economic opportunities and forging knowledge partnerships with Bhutan. While the cooperation in conventional sectors such as education, health, information technology and skills development continues to grow,
Bhutan and India have been time-tested friends, which is why Lotay Tshering seems to have chosen India for his first visit abroad. He is the third elected Prime Minister of Bhutan after the country opted for democracy. A doctor by profession, his visit is expected to provide fresh impetus to the bilateral relationship.
India-Bhutan relationship is considered to be a model between the two neighboring countries. India is also trying that Bhutan should be enabled economically in such a way that it doesn't have to see to any other countries for its development needs. Rakesh Suman for Rajya Sabha television with camera person Junaid in Delhi.
Train 18 has now become the fastest train in India. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal posted a video on Twitter showcasing India's fastest train cruising at a sustained 180 km/h speed. India's first indigenously built engineless train can cut down time by 10 to 15% compared to the Shatabdi. It has been developed by Chennai-based Integral Coach Factory at a cost of 100 crore rupees. The fully air-conditioned train offers better passenger comfort and safety, as all equipment are fixed under the carriage, so that more space is available on board. The ICF plans to roll out one more Train 18 this fiscal and 4 by the next fiscal. And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. For more news and updates, keep watching Rajya Sabha television. Namaskar.